Hello, everybody. Okay, so here we go. We're going over the answers now for your quiz review. Number one, Jonathan's parents told him that for every 5 hours of homework or reading he completes, he would be able to play 3 hours of video games. His friend Lucas's parents told their son that he could play 30 minutes for every hour of homework or reading time he completes. If both boys spend the same amount of time on homework and reading this week, which boy gets more time playing video games? So I'm going to make a little table. I've got, what's his name? I've got Jonathan and I've got Lucas. So first, Jonathan is getting 5 hours of homework. So homework and video games. So he's doing 5 hours of homework for 3 hours of video games, which then means if I multiply this by 2, that gives me 6 hours of video games, 10 hours of homework, so I can multiply it by 3, 9, and 15. Okay. Lucas, on the other hand, video games, homework. So let me go back here and read. It says Lucas could play 30 minutes for every hour of homework. So 1 hour and 30 minutes, which is half an hour. So he's doing 2 hours for 1 hour of video games. 3 hours, I'm adding a half for 1.5. Now watch what I'm going to keep doing here. 4 for 2 and 5 for 2.5. So immediately as I look at this, I say, okay, match up the hours of homework to both boys. Here is Lucas's. Here is Jonathan's. Who is able to play more when they have 5 hours of homework done? Oh, well, that's Jonathan. So I would say Jonathan is able to play more because he's able to do 5 hours of homework and play 3 hours of video game, where Lucas is only able to play 2.5 hours. Okay, so that's question 1, making that table. Let's see if I can pull something up here because, wait a minute. Why can't I? Oh man, what's going on here, Mr. H? Come on. It's not letting me see other problems. It's not letting me see the other problems. Why not? Okay, so the second problem. I'm going to end up pulling this up on my phone, which is fine. It's talking about a cranberry apple juice blend. So we've got cranberry and we've got apple juice. And it says that it is 3 to 5. And I'm going to try to pull this up. There it is. Okay, so I'm pulling this up on my phone. Complete the table. So we know that it's cranberry to apple. So we've got 3 to 5. Okay? From there, multiply by 2, 6, 10. Multiply by 3, 9, 15. Multiply by 4, 12, 20. And we can keep doing this. Multiply by 5, 15, 25. And you can keep on going. Why are these quantities proportional? Because 3/5 is equal to 6/10 is equal to 9/15. And here's how I would show that. Multiplied by 2, multiplied by 3. Or you can simply say, I'm multiplying by the same constant to get each number. So I have to multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. So how do I do these? Well, if I multiply this by 4, this by 4. Another good answer. If I simplify all of my fractions, they give me the same constant of 3/5. Those are all fine answers for this question. Okay. Last but not least, putting my phone down so that I can see this. And I'm not just looking on my phone, guys. I've actually got the questions pulled up here. Let's see if you can see that. So I've got the questions pulled up right here. So it says create a graph, a table and a graph of the ratios 2 to 22, 3 to 15, and 1 to 11. Does the graph show that the two quantities are proportional, and explain why or why not? So I've got X and Y. 2 to 22. That's my X is 2, my Y is 22. Now, this is a little backwards than it usually is, but here's why I know that that's how it has to go. Look at my graph. Notice how my large numbers are on my Y. So my large number has to be on my Y. So I've got 2 to 22. I've got 3 to 15. I've got 1 to 11. So does the graph show that the two quantities are proportional to each other? Does the graph, not the table, does the graph show it? So I already know, looking at this, that this isn't proportional. And if you wanted to do y divided by x and do 22 divided by 2 is 11, y divided by x, 15 divided by 3 is 5, and you could say, no, those aren't the same, so they're not constant, but they're giving you this graph. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Obviously having trouble counting backwards. So there's my numbers. So what has to happen on a graph for it to be proportional? It has to go through the origin, and it has to be a straight line. So let's see, 1, 11, 2, 22, 3, 15. Is this a straight line? If you say, Mr. H, this is a straight line, I'm going to call your bluff. This is not a straight line. Therefore, this is not proportional. But we already know that because my constants are not the same. That's it, kiddos. If you have any questions, email me and I'll be glad to help.